We offer customized, flexible nutritional counseling designed specifically for you. We work with diverse clientele of all different ages, different needs, and goals. Whether you are looking for fat loss, muscle gain, body composition shifts, improved health, performance, and endurance, we're here to help.
All right, Anabolic Academy 5 with me, Danny Broadhurst, and Sound Factory. What's up, Big Fag?
What's up, John? What's up?
Yeah, that's your new nickname from now on, man.
I think we should change that. Well, I think we should change it.
You don't like that one? Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'll think of something else then. All right, we got basically a short list of questions today. The one question I got was from my friend of mine, Thomas. He said, does politics play a role in judging? Yeah. So in my opinion, on the professional level, it was a lot worse than it is now. That's my opinion. I really can't answer on the amateur level. You know, I don't know. Danny probably could on a national level if it does or not, but I don't know.
It's hard to say, right? Because it's such a subjective sport.
Yeah, they can get away with it like that.
You know, I mean, you know, you look at like boxing, which is, you know, you can see it was a lot of fights, you know, have been, you know,
yeah,
you can count punches, right? You can at least figure out if it's sort of rigged through that, but with bodybuilding, it's totally subjective. So, you know, I don't, you know, it's hard to say.
Yeah. What do you think, Fakhri?
I mean, yeah, I mean, Danny pretty much hit it on the nose, man. It's a subjective sport. I've been around in every single capacity, from bodybuilding to judging to everything. I've done every single little thing. I've had everything in the sport possible. I've done. As a judge, at least in New York, and the judges of the East Coast, you know, headed by Steve Weinberger and, you know, Mads on there, you know, very credible people on there. I could tell we're very harsh and hard on judging itself. Now, Danny said a very good point. Back in the days when, you know, when you had a magazine controlling the whole industry, you know, you had a brand controlling the whole entire industry. We saw a lot of flip-flopping going on.
Oh yeah.
But it's not, oh yeah, big time. I mean, I used to go to shows and say, what the fuck is going on here? You know?
Yeah.
Easily, man. I mean, I won't lie, but I think the judging has gotten better. They had to. You know why? Because of social media and the internet.
Yeah. But I think
it's not something that's local. It's something that's national, worldwide now. If something happens, you know.
Yeah. When you know, people are gonna kill me for saying this, but I think when WIDA was in control, you saw a lot of, especially on the pro level, you saw a lot of judges judging that looked really suspicious, like, you know, that 1980 Arnold win and the 81 Franco Colombo win.
100%.
And, you
Aaron
know,
Baker.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
the Dorian Yates and Nasser, you know,
Cutler Victor.
Yeah, you know, but then once he was kind of gone and Steve Weinberger was like the head judge, because you could tell in the last 10 years we've had
Steve's great.
We've had so many different Mr. Olympias, and it was because it really got to the point where it was like, you know, who's coming in second? Because we all know Ronnie was going to win. We all knew Dorian was going to win. We all knew Lee Haney was going to win. And now it's like, you know, now you better come in or come in shape, or else you could lose in a second. And we've seen it, right? We've seen it plenty of times. But it does. It makes it so much better, because there was a point that I would rather watch the Arnold Classic than the Olympia, because I'd be like, all right, we all know Phil is going to win, you know, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. But the Arnold, though, was a different winner every year. I don't know. But on the amateur level, honestly.
Yeah, but when Phil was winning, was that really because of the judging? I mean,
no, Phil was dominant, man. Phil was dominant.
Yeah.
Phil was dominant. I would say maybe the year before he lost was questionable because of his extended belly, but the year after that, they didn't give it to him. but Dorian, a couple of times, like his last one was rough. Yeah, that was a rough one. But and the Arnold wins, those were pretty bad. But even in the 70s when Weider was in control, wasn't there a Mr. Olympia where Arnold was the only one because everybody else was disqualified?
I mean, we spoke about this before. Sergio Leader was better than Arnold, right? I mean, there's a couple of guys,
Yeah, I think there was one where like it was more like if you, I don't remember I don't know if it was what was the one that had the universe in the 70s, and they would and the bodybuilders would cross over from the IFBB.
NABA was the universe.
To NABA, right? And they would go back, and Joe Weider said, if anybody who competes in NABA is disqualified for the Olympia, you can't come in. And I think Arnold was the only one who went. I think that was like 70 or 71 or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
He started at NABA too, and then Joe Weider picked him up, and that was it.
Oh yeah. All right. Next one. I guess this is a question for all three of us. Favorite workout split. You can take that one first, Fact.
Man, I'm progressive overload from day one to the day I die. So yeah. I mean, you guys know what progressive overload is pretty much if you listen to this. So my workout split would be Monday we would do legs, Tuesday would be chest, Wednesday would be back, Thursday would be arms, and then Friday would be shoulders. If I had to miss a day and rest, it would be Wednesday. So everything will follow up until Saturday. But that was my split. That was my split for, I mean, pretty much 24 straight years.
Yeah, mine is very similar. Mine is legs. I hate doing chest on a Monday because everybody and their grandmother does chest on a Monday. So I actually try to do legs on a Monday or shoulders on a Monday, something that nobody's doing. And then I'll do like back, arms, chest, shoulders, legs, same thing basically. What about you, Danny?
Mondays quads, Tuesdays chest and arms, Wednesdays off, Thursdays hamstrings, Fridays shoulders and arms, Saturdays back, Sundays off.
Yeah, and it's basically you just get to a point where you know what works for you, what works for the individual. You start off doing the same shit everybody else does, and then you kind of pick and choose what works for you, what doesn't, blah, 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 blah. And that's really it. All right. Okay. Best
simple. Well, one thing. Yeah, just simple stuff. Like you're not going to want to train back and legs like one day after the other, right?
Right.
You want to do something probably a little bit less taxing on your nervous system.
Right.
Legs, and yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I separated the way I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've done that the same thing. I remember the one thing my old coach used to make me do was when I was manipulating my carbs toward the end of the contest, toward the the pre-contest, like 4 weeks out or whatever, my high carb day would make me do legs, and the next high carb day would make me do back, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
All right. So question 3, best pre-contest supplements if you're a natural bodybuilder. Well, creatine, obviously, glutamine.
Danny, you're natural.
Yeah. Uva Ursi is actually a really good natural diuretic.
I think natural diuretics.
Yeah, dandelion root and what's that?
Say it again, Fark.
Well, natural diuretics we have a couple of really good formulas that companies make. MHP Expel is really good. So that's a really good
That's
one.
right. That's right. Yeah. That's right.
When you really think about it, natural or not natural bodybuilders, we still take the same thing when we diet, right? Fat burners, diuretic, creatine, protein, stuff like that. And BCA. I don't think there's a difference in supplements between natural and unnatural bodybuilders. Personally,
no, there isn't. Yeah, I agree. What about you, Danny? Is there something specific or no?
No, I agree. Leucine, which is obviously one of the branch chains. EAAs, glutamine, creatine monohydrate, beta alanine.
How much leucine do you recommend a day, Danny?
Leucine, honestly, I take 5 milligrams, 5 milligrams of leucine, 10 milligrams of L-glutamine, and 10 grams of L-glutamine and 10 grams of EAAs every like hour and a half between meals. So I'll do that 4 times a day. So that's
Wow.
20 grams of leucine a day.
All powder.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just like an hour or an hour and 15 minutes after meal 1 will be a shake like that. And then another hour will be a meal. And then another hour and 15 will be a shake like that. You do that.
What's the benefit of taking it so much leucine?
Well, leucine stimulates muscle growth through mTOR. Stimulates your triggers mTOR in your body.
All right, now you have to explain mTOR.
mTOR is what basically what triggers the process of muscle protein synthesis. So to build muscle.
All right, got it.
Your body turns on mTOR.
Protein at a higher level.
Yeah, and your body turns on mTOR, and then your body can create muscle protein synthesis. If not, you go into muscle protein breakdown. So you want to constantly have a positive nitrogen balance, a positive amount of protein in your body for your body to pull from. And if you don't have those amino acids, then your body will do muscle protein breakdown and start to break down your amino acids or your muscle tissue to fuel its workout or its day or whatever. So you'll be breaking down your muscle tissue, so losing muscle.
Well, when in the 90s, didn't you just call it your body goes into a catabolic state?
Catabolic, exactly.
Yeah, I think they just changed shit to make it sound better. I don't know. I got to get some leucine then. Fuck. All right. Next question. Best supplements to improve your lipid profile. I don't know. Fakhri, you could take that one. I have no idea.
I mean, fish oils, NAC combined with, I mean, fish oils is like the best one, really. Danny, what would you? I mean, I don't.
I'd say citrus bergamot and ubiquinol.
Bergamot, yeah, you're right about that.
Citrus bergamot.
Oh,
I don't even take
okay
fish oil anymore because, like I said, the cardiologist. But like you were saying, the Nordic Naturals one is the good one. I've been able to keep basically you're gonna be able to keep your LDL down, which is your bad cholesterol, but you're not really going to be able to raise your HDL. Like if you're on a cycle using a lot of AIs, like you can definitely keep your LDL down with supplements. But red rice yeast is another one. But you're not going to be able to raise your HDL, unfortunately, just because of the anti-estrogens. They're just going to really impact your HDL.
Anybody who has a problem with the HDL lowering, don't use the Remedex. You know what I'm saying? Use the Romacin and Letrozole. That's a fact. It's still going to lower it, but the Remedex could lower your HDL to like your single digits and pretty much you'll walk a heart attack. Yeah, you'll walk a heart attack. Once you get down to like to 13, people are like, oh, my HDLs are low. I'm like, that's like a walking heart attack, guys.
Wow.
Try to stay on a Romacin or Letrozole a little bit more. I use the Remedex for my clients. I don't want my clients bugging out. I use the Remedex for my clients, but it's we use like 0.5 like every 2 days.
Yeah.
It also depends on what you get, what's real and what's not real. That's tough too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I that you really have to worry about that for sure. But you only really have to worry about that if your LDL is like out of range, because then you're going to be building up plaque. But if your LDL is like 80, it doesn't matter if your HDL is 19.
Like,
I mean,
what's that fact?
It's also diet related too. I mean,
for sure. Yeah.
Diet, your LDL is not going to go high, but your HDL still go lower, like Danny said.
It is worth, if you're going to compete in bodybuilding and you're going to do the NPC and hopefully graduate into the IFBB, it is worth spending the money and getting a good trainer like one of these two guys, like Fakhri or like Danny, because there are plenty of gurus out there that, I'll do it for free, and you think you're saving money, and the truth of the matter is, I mean, I had 2 trainers, 3 really. Okay, well, technically, but I had 2 trainers, and none of them were as informative or made me do things that you guys talk about. Neither one of them. And it was because, no problem, I got you, I'll train you for free. And I'd be like, okay, it is worth it to spend the money and get a guy like Fakhri to fucking help you.
I think, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before on the podcast, but I think bodybuilding is the only sport where somebody doesn't have to do it, They never needed to train. They never needed to bodybuild. They never needed to compete. They never took PEDs. They never did anything but could call themselves a guru.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Amazing, right? I mean, they know nothing about bodybuilding. They start charging one person and they start building a client base, which is fucking dangerous.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do actually on the description area in this video, I'm going to put both of your guys' Instagram. And if anybody wants to contact you because they want for you to train them, they can just hit up you on Instagram. And you guys really aren't, you guys are affordable, but it's worth it to spend the affordable amounts just to know that you're in good hands. Because I wish I would have went for the money when I was a kid. I really do when I was, because I had no direction whatsoever. All right.
Then let's get John and Masters.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
No, thank
Ron, you got Daddy and me coaching you, man.
I got 2 words for that. Fuck that.
Oh, no.
All right. So here's a question for you, Fakhri.
The best brand of ubiquinol and the supplements that you red rice and citrus bergamot is Jarrow.
Jarrow.
See, I use it in what it's called. It's CoQ10, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I use it, but I use like the Vitamin Shop brand.
Yeah. No, get the Jarrow brand for sure.
What's it called?
Jarrow. Jarrow.
Jarrow. All right. I'll get that one. All right, Fakhri. This is specifically for you. What did you do to take Taylor Aragi from wellness to bodybuilding?
Well, many people didn't know that Taylor was about 105 pounds, and I developed her into a champion. I'm just kidding. First of all, let me explain this really quick. Taylor's parents are in their 50s, and they're in fantastic shape.
Okay.
So her bloodline, her genetics are amazing. Taylor has been training since she was what? What was the question?
What background is she?
So she's Italian.
Ah, okay.
Italian, mother and father are Italian. Yeah, she's Italian.
Okay. All right.
Taylor's also been training since she was 14 years old. She's competed in every single category. I guess the question has to do with this past November, where she did a show in Jersey in wellness. She won her class, and then she did the Easons in wellness, and she came in third. After the show, well, even when she came out, I was judging. Me, Steve, and Maz, we all looked at each other, and we were like, she would do much better in bodybuilding. So after the show, or during the morning show and night show, I went up to her and I talked a little bit, and she was like, bodybuilding, hell no, man. I'm like, listen, just think about it. Your pro card is your pro card, right? It doesn't matter what category you get it in, just get it in. Yeah. And then you can do whatever you want. Take a year off, 2 years off, you build your body, but your body's made for wellness. For bodybuilding. So that was the middle of November. 2 weeks later, she did third place in wellness. 2 weeks later, she won the overall at the Long Island Championship in female bodybuilding.
Really?
Yeah, and then 2 weeks after that, she placed third in female bodybuilding at nationals.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a big difference. But I'm gonna be real honest. There was no magic. It was her diet. You're gonna look at her and not believe what she actually takes, but it's less than bikini competitors. I'll tell you that much right now. That's how much potential she has. But it was just a diet, and we did go hard. Like we did go as low as possible with calories, as low as possible with carbs. We did a lot of cardio, but she had to, because everything was there, right? Everything was right there. So what we need to do is just like chisel everything up like a rock. You chisel a rock and you make it into a sculpture, and that's basically what we did. So she worked hard. It wasn't an easy 2 weeks, guys. It wasn't an easy 2 weeks.
So she's basically gonna turn pro this year then.
She, man, yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah, because if you're coming in
100th pro card.
Yeah, you wouldn't kill
150th. What? You're over 100, aren't you?
I have all combined is like 140, 140 combined.
Yeah, see 150.
Yeah. I mean, that's insane.
but she should win this year. I mean, the way she's 176 pounds right now.
Wow.
She's on stage right now. She posted a picture earlier, guys. If you really think, look at it. She's in shape. I cannot get her out of shape. I can't. She's just genetically blessed. Gifted. I'm not gonna lie.
What? How tall is she?
She's about 5. She's tall. I mean, I'm 5'5", so everybody's taller than me. So she's about 5'5.5", 5'6", but she's about 170. She's in the low 170s and in shape. Bro, that's a middleweight. Think about it. That's what a middleweight man weighs.
Yeah, right. Holy shit. All right. Well, then, if she's coming in third at the Nationals, our first try in bodybuilding, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. All right, last question. Do wellness girls use site enhancements in their glutes? You know what, Danny, go ahead. You take that one.
I mean, yeah, some do.
What kind of site enhancements do they use? I wouldn't think they're using like pump and pose. What the hell are they using?
Yeah, some of them use synthol.
Really?
Hyaluronic acid. Like the hyaluronic acid is gonna distribute a lot faster. It's not gonna be as like scarring and permanent as the pump and pose synthol. Like, but yeah, my guess is, I think most people now are using the hyaluronic acid, but
silicone.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Rich Piana was doing the silicone in his arms and everything. So I would assume some of them are doing that.
Silicone, but isn't that dangerous? I mean,
yeah.
From what I understand about the what do you call it? The pump and pose, the synthol. It's basically a protein in MCT oil.
No. It's just a mixture of oils. Yeah.
And it's basically gets dissipated into your body, and it's basically harmless, from what I understand.
So yeah, I guess your kidneys got to filter it. So.
Oh, okay.
I can't imagine it's harmless.
Because I've used it in my shoulders, because I always had narrow shoulders, so I used to use it in my shoulders. But it would be like 3 cc's every other day in each shoulder. You know what I mean? It wouldn't. That's a lot, really. I always thought it wasn't.
I never used it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've seen some.
Yeah, because you guys are fucking freaks. Nasser. That's why.
Look at Nasser in 2001, 2002. Nasser. Oh,
yeah.
That'll never want to use that stuff.
Not only him, though. How about the billion guys that you see on the internet?
Yeah, but I don't think that's.
I don't think that's synthol, though. I don't think that's synthol.
That's like some fucking.
First of all, it costs a fortune to put synthol, that much synthol.
That's the guy's got to be like canola oil.
Yeah, some stupid shit. But
from the vegetable oil aisle.
But
we were talking about earlier, the butt thing is not a new thing, right? I mean, strippers been using it for a long time, and now remember like 15 years ago, you would tell a girl she's skinny, and she'd be like, "Oh my God, thank you." Yeah, now you tell a girl you're skinny, she's like, "Oh my God, like what are you talking about? Like my ass, I need to get ass injections, ass implants, Brazilian butt lifts." I've been around for a long time. It's now in competitive wellness.
Fact, the trend for women's bodies has completely did a total flip from the 90s to now. In the 90s, every girl wanted a small ass, real skinny with giant tits. And now every girl wants thick legs, fat ass with no titties.
I think Kim Kardashian had a big influence.
Oh, big time. It was Pam Anderson in the 90s. Yeah. And now, it was Kim Kardashian. Anyway, the question I want to ask you, Fak, is when you're judging these girls, the wellness girls, can you tell if they're using synthol or what was the acid called? You could tell immediately.
Hyaluronic acid.
100%. And before the podcast, we talked about it, and Danny said, what, especially like when you turn to the side, because your whole body's turning, but that's not. You know what I'm saying? There's a line because your body fat's so thin, but you're turning and there's a big chunk of your ass still staying there. It doesn't move. So, I mean, listen. As a judge and as judges and as as the bodybuilding community, we started pointing down synthol injections and site injections, that were noticeable years ago, and not to see these wellness girls taking shots implants, silicone, and a whole bunch of stuff. I think it has to be marked down. That's not for that. We allow guys to get on stage with 24-inch arms, simple. You know what I'm saying? I'm totally against it myself, but yeah, of course, 1000%. When we judge and we say she has a fake ass, she has a fake ass. I mean, look at her ass. We're human beings.
And you judge it down because of that. So okay.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, listen, like I said, I'm on the East Coast. I'm on the Northeast. So I got Steve Weinberger judging, and he's the head judge, and Steve sees everything. If I tell people, I'm like RoboCop, right? I'm like, ding, 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 ding. Like I see every single little thing, and before I see, he notices it, and he's always on my right-hand side. He's always in the middle. So yeah, and you have like in Mass too. Like we have some really good judges over here that've been around bodybuilding for a long time, and we see it. Of course, we see it.
So if the question that baffles me is that if everybody knows that you're going to get judged down because of the site enhancements, why would the girls use it?
So here's the thing, right? So if you're one person out of 15, it's going to be noticeable. And this is what I said earlier. It has to be starting to be marked down, because now it's not one. Now it's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right?
Yeah.
Some of these girls are already good competitors. I mean, they just don't have big butts, but they're already good competitors. They have big legs. They have what wellness is, the actual wellness package. Mm-hmm. But now it's getting, we've seen a couple of really good ones, and you can't lie about it, right? They're fucking, the asses are jacked up.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same as the synthol. It starts and it looks okay at first, and then the longer you do it, it starts to look weird. I mean, like I said, look at Nasser in 2001, 2002, Nasser El Somebody. Look at his arms.
You don't even have to go that far back. You go to Nicholas Voliad. I think when he made his pro debut, and he came in. And his shoulders looked.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was synthol, man.
What year was that, John?
It had to be like 16 or 17 or
his
something like that.
His shoulders were pointy.
Yeah,
but I don't. Man, that could just be from a test injection. The synthol, it's the same as the butt.
Both on both sides of his shoulders.
Yeah, you put 3 mils of gear and they're too close to competing, you're gonna get lumpy shoulders. It's gonna be pointy.
Okay.
I mean, for sure. If you inject your shoulders with gear too close to a show, it's gonna be pointy. But what I'm talking about is the same as the glutes and the chicks. Like you look at 2001, 2002 Nasser El Somebody, the arm just looks like a big lump of oil. It's like there's no definition. It's just completely like a big goopy lump of oil.
Yeah. Didn't Milos have a problem? Didn't Milos try it when he was competing and he had an issue?
He said it ruined his arms.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, same thing with him. You lose all the definition.
All right. So don't use it.
Or get ass implants.
Yeah.
Work harder, squat more, man.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know. This is you pull back the layers on this world, on this bodybuilding world, and it gets crazy, man. It really does. With especially with the girls. I mean, everything on them, everything from head to toe. They're supposed to be the symbol of health and fitness. Everything's fake. I mean,
the hair's falling out,
man, because like you said, they're supposed to be the symbol of. It's also femininity too, right?
Be as
feminine as possible. But what happens is this is a competitive sport, and anytime there's a competition, everybody's going to push themselves to the limit. So it's up to the judges and the federation to limit it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. All right, guys. Thank you very much for doing Anabolic Academy 5 with me. I appreciate every time you guys come on and do it with me. Thank you. And I will see you guys very soon. Thank you very much, fellas. Later.